Hi guys, I'm here. Trying to get kind of adjusted. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm actually leaving for Florida in a couple hours, so I'm very excited to get out of New York and out of 35 degrees and into some warmth. I say that with love and affection though, because I do love New York. I really do, and I love the weather, and I'm kind of a winter girl. Usually when summer is over, I'm like, I'm so ready for cool weather. But then when the cool weather lasts into March, I'm like, all right, no, I'm ready for warmth. So here we are. All right. So, if you saw my post earlier this week about what I wanted to talk about, one of the things was how online dating can be a numbers game, or dating in general can be a numbers game. And there's a lot of opinions about that out there. And as I started thinking about it, I ended up going off into a completely other tangent in my head. So I thought I'd actually focus on that more. And that is, I always encourage people to go out with the maybes. And that's how it kind of relates to a numbers game. Because one of the things that I love best about online dating is you can meet somebody and click with somebody who you never thought in a million years you would click with. Or you would meet somebody and click with them, and never in a million years would you have met them otherwise. And that's what I love about online dating, because it brings like this whole pool of people together that wouldn't necessarily come together out in the real world. I'm not knocking in, real life meeting and in dating and stuff like that, but I think that is a really neat feature of online dating. And so I always encourage people to go out with the maybes. There are, I put people into three categories. One are the people who are like, no way, I'm never going out with this person. And then there's the people that you see online who you're like really attracted to, like right away. You're like, yeah, I could definitely see myself hanging out with that person. And you want to talk to them and try to get to know them more. But most people fall somewhere in the middle of that, where they're not completely no way, but they're also not like, yeah, like so far what I see is 100%. And I want to encourage people to go out with those guys or women, because again, you just never know. You never know what you might end up finding attractive. And, given that most people aren't really that great about composing their online dating profiles, we can give people the benefit of the doubt that there's more to them than like the little tidbits that they do share on their online dating profile. So that's where my mind kind of went with the whole numbers game thing, because I guess, if you ask me, yeah, it is a numbers game. The gotta kiss a lot of frogs. That's very popular saying. And the more people you go out with, the more opportunities you're going to have to meet somebody and ride off in the sunset, which is what you want to get out of dating. That's why you do it, because you want to meet somebody who you can fall in love with and have a long relationship with. I mean, that it's pretty much that plain and simple. And you're not going to meet that person just going out with a few people. I don't think that's going to end up happening. And I say this a lot too. You're probably going to go out with more people who you don't click than who you do click with. So you increase your odds of meeting somebody that you click with if you go out with more people. So I'm not saying don't be picky. Maybe that's not the right word, but I am saying I've always enjoyed going out with the maybes, and like a couple of those maybes turned into boyfriends, who were really great people. And yeah, I say this all the time too. I don't think I've ever gone out on a date with a bad person. They just weren't the right people, the right guy for me. That doesn't make anybody a bad person. And I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't gone out with them. When we start online dating, it starts off with a couple of messages. So if you see somebody who's a maybe online, and then just, just start chatting with them a little bit. Message back and forth via email, get their phone number, text a little bit, or even talk on the phone, and get the vibe that way. I mean, just recently, not too long ago, there was a guy on Bumble, and I matched with him and I messaged him, and we went back and forth a little bit, and I lost interest pretty early on, but I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't bothered writing him in the first place. So that may happen too. But if I had still gotten, a little bit of more, what's the word I'm looking for? More positive reinforcement, maybe, if like he was saying things that like reinforced what I had already seen from his little bit of a profile, then yeah, I probably would have been like, let's go out and meet each other and see what this is like offline. Because the goal of online dating is to get offline. Calling it online dating is a little misconceiving in a way, because you're not actually dating online, you're meeting online. So it's just for a lack of a better way to put it, because it's about dating, but you're not actually dating over the internet. You want to date in person. Get offline as soon as you can, because you're never gonna know. And even like these 100% where you see somebody's profile and you're like, yes, absolutely, I find them attractive in 10 of the ways that I want to be attracted to somebody, and then you go out with them and you're like, oh like they weren't who I thought they were, and my what made them attractive to me, just it wasn't there. There wasn't really that internal connection on the surface. On paper, a lot of people can look really good on paper, right? But then you meet them in person and not so much, and again, not bad people, just weren't the right people for you, right person for you. All right, I always kind of like have like little notes because I can go off in like so many different directions, and I want to keep myself on track because I want to keep to a subject so that I'm not confusing everybody. So let me just check really quick where I'm at. I talk and I think about this stuff all the time, and if I don't keep myself in line, yeah, I'll be all over the place. All right. So the goal of online dating is to get offline, and then when you do meet somebody and it fizzles out, the excitement that you had for meeting them fizzles out, it can be disappointing, and that's absolutely fair because what you're ultimately looking for is a connection with somebody and to develop a deeper relationship and ride off in the sunset and do all the happy things that happy couples do. So it's a bummer when that doesn't happen, and then you have to go out and do it again, and maybe again and again and again. But I want you guys to think a little bit more about all the other cool things that you can get out of dating. And for me, one of the biggest things is confidence. I am never nervous or unsure of myself when I go out on dates anymore. And I am never, ever unsure about what I bring to the table or what I will bring into a relationship or who I am going to be in a relationship. I know myself so well now, and having gone out on a lot of dates, totally lost my track of that. Having gone on a lot of dates, like I know everything is going to be okay because grown adult mature people can get through an hour with another grown adult. even if there's no like romantic vibes there, you can manage to have a drink with somebody for an hour or a cup of coffee. I mean, come on. I mean, if you can't do that, then, maybe you need to you take a step back and work on other skills that don't involve actually dating. But the confidence, and then I can carry out that confidence that I've learned from dating into other social situations. I can go to networking events now and just start talking to any random person. Or if I go to a party and I don't know anybody, I'll just start talking to people. Somebody new starts at work, I'll be like, hey, what's up? So, yeah, like it's like this side effect of putting myself out there all the time, and it's fantastic. Like it's such a great feeling. I'm doing this live video right now. I don't know if I ever would have done that 4, 5, 3, even 2 years ago. I don't think so. I'm the type of person who dives in and faces fears, and because I've traveled and lived overseas and things like that. But putting yourself on video is nervous. Anything could go wrong right now. I don't know if you guys think I'm a complete dork or not, but I don't care because I'm confident in myself, and I worry way more about me liking myself over what other people think of me. And when I go out on dates now, I worry more about whether or not I'm going to like that person, that man, over whether or not they're going to like me. Because I like myself. And then on that note, I'm also able to just be myself. I let my guard down more now. I don't filter everything I say because I'm cautious of how somebody might react to an opinion that I have. If a topic comes up and I have an opinion about it, I will just say what I think because that's who I am. I'm not going to pretend that I think otherwise just to impress somebody else or just to uh, appease somebody else or make sure that they're happy and that they don't get bent out of shape. I am not responsible for other people's feelings. So I can just like sit back and enjoy this date and see how it goes. Especially since ultimately I want somebody to love me for the same things I love about myself. And especially because I want somebody to like me for me and not the person who I'm not necessarily pretending to be. I don't think that's fair to say anybody is like faking who they are. It's more of, like I said before, having a wall up or filtering what you say or answering certain questions the way you think they might want you to answer them instead of just saying what is on your mind and what you think and how you want to answer the question. Like you're more worried about their reaction to your answer. So uh, you walk on eggshells a little bit with an answer to a question or the way a conversation gets what the direction a conversation gets turned into. So I don't people aren't faking who they are on dates. It's not that. It's more just being present for the other person instead of being present for yourself. And then when you're in a situation where you can just be yourself and have a good time, it'll just feel more comfortable. Like you're just totally lost my train of thought again. Man. I think my computer keeps beeping and I don't know why it does that. Getting alerts for something. Oh boy. Yeah. Sorry guys. It's a great feeling. It's just a really great feeling going out on dates and not worrying about the outcome of it. I can be present. That's what I wanted to say. Then you can just be in the moment and and stay in the moment and be present and just let that hour or two or whatever ends up happening be what it is, instead of, oh my God, is this guy the guy I'm going to marry? And then your brain goes, 20 years ahead instead of just like being in that hour. Be in that hour. Don't start planning your wedding and doing all this stuff, especially if you're vibing with somebody. You can't get to know somebody that fast. You just can't. I mean, there have been guys, I've talked about the ones that, have become my boyfriend, where I didn't really realize until 6 months, 9 months, couple years down the road that we were not meant to be together. But we did have a really great first date and second date and third date, and we really clicked for a while there. And all of the reasons that we got along didn't necessarily change. It's just as we started to learn more about each other, those things that made us incompatible outweighed the things that made us compatible. So be present on the date, and then circling back so I don't circling back, when you feel more confident, it's easier to keep things in the present, and it's easier to keep things as they are and not worry about what's going to come next. So yeah, dating, can be a numbers game. That's kind of the way it is. Some people argue that it shouldn't be that way and it should be easier, but you know what? Meeting somebody that you're compatible with is not an easy thing. And it does take time, and it takes an investment in not just like, money for investing in online dating, time investment, going out on X number of dates a week. You can set rules for yourself if you wanted to do that. I only go out on 1 day a week, maybe 2 dates a week, whatever. And then it's an investment in yourself, and it's an investment in learning about yourself and using a lot of your energy for getting to know yourself and figuring out what you do want and what you don't want. And that's another thing that you can learn on going out on dates with strange people. And I say that because I'm a strange person, and these people, these men too, they go out with me not knowing what to expect from me. And I'm pretty sure that like there have been a few guys that were like, whoa, what's this chick all about? I have a very strong personality. I am very like I said, at this point, I'm just going to say what I think. I'm going to be whatever. And if somebody can't find a way to get along with that, then if they're not going to get along with it on the first date, and I'm polite, like I'm not too like aggressive or, but I am going to say what I think. That's just what's going to happen. And if somebody can't handle that in the first hour of meeting me, then they're definitely not going to be able to handle it down the road, because I'm a strong-willed person, confident, strong-willed, and I'm not going to back down or bow down or not be who I am, because I'm always who I am for myself first. So what do you guys think? So go out on dates. Accept the fact that it's going to be a numbers game, and go out with people, because you're going to learn so much more. You're going to find new confidences in ways that you never thought were possible, unless you put yourself out there and put in the time and the energy into dating. And it's okay to be disappointed when you're excited about somebody and it fizzled out. Either you were like, oh yeah, don't like this person, or you like them and they didn't reciprocate. That's a bummer too. But what can you learn from that? Even more self-confidence, or emotional IQ, or whatever, EQ, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, you can learn that. right? Because you learn how to manage your feelings. And it's kind of fun. Like it's kind of fun learning about yourself and practicing uh all of these things that make you a stronger, better, more confident person. And you can get so much more out of dating than just meeting the love of your life. I get it. That's the point. That's what you want to do. And, I hope for everybody and for myself that that happens someday. We all want that. But in the meantime, yay. I mean, there's so many other cool things that you can get out of it. And so don't forget that when you go out there and date. Don't forget that. Because it'll help take away some of that disappointment from time to time, and you might find in 6 months down the road, around a year down the road, 2 years down the road, that you're a completely different person. I mean, fundamentally, you'll be the same. People. I'm also a believer people don't change, but that confidence in who that person is might change, and I think that's a pretty cool thing. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this now or watching this later. If you have any questions, again, message me privately if you want. If you don't want your questions and concerns and your personal stories all over all over Facebook, but this is a safe group. I rest assured this is a safe group, but I'm never going to let anybody be mean on here. I want it to be a very welcoming and accepting group, and that's the kind of people I'm going to have this group made up of. And everybody on here already is like that. So I encourage you guys, start talking about it. If dating and relationships is something that you need to talk to about somebody, this is the place to do it. So I'm encouraging you guys, like, just do it. Doesn't, if we're talking about confidence, there's another way that you can, go about having some more confidence. All right, you guys, happy Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever day you're watching this. And next week, I'm going to be here again next week, but I'm going to be in Florida. And yeah, I don't know. I'll be on my phone, maybe my laptop. I don't know. But the background might be a little bit different. And who knows? Maybe my hair will be wet because I was just swimming in the pool. All right, you guys, have a great day. Again, any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you later. Bye.